Hello everyone and welcome to another video from Critical Rocket. Today it is, well, it's kind of an auspicious day. The Unseen slowly return to MechWarrior Online. And first up we have the MAD 3R Marauder. Now this could get a bit rambly. I'm a bit of a Battletech fan, and if you're one of those people who hate people who talk too long before the gameplay starts, I will provide a time code so you can skip straight to that. In the meantime, this is the 75-ton Classic. And obviously not quite the same as the original visuals, due to the fact that it's Macross' own design, or Robotech, depending on what you saw back in the day. But this is a pretty damn good redesign of it. I really like how they've sort of kept it very close to being the Marauder while also sort of making it their own, so I was quite happy with this. But yeah, the main thing you're going to see is the build. The 3R is the standard, the default Marauder. So I made a few changes here, but not drastic. The engine remains a standard 300, and the weapons are exactly the same, which is 2 PPCs, 1 in each arm, 2 medium lasers, the same in each arm, and a AC5 in the right torso. It comes with 1 ton of ammo. I upped that by an extra ton, added case. I also did double heat sinks and endo steel. The rest of it is pretty much exactly the same, couple of heat sinks here and there. And I upped the armor. Now ignore the fact that that's a 74.9, that's a bug, that it's just too frickin' annoying to even bother with fixing. So yeah, there's not much in the way of changes there. So the speed you get out of it before speed tweak is 64.8 kph, which is pretty decent for the size of the mech. If you're interested in the camo colours I picked, I went with a kind of Star League effect, because most of their mechs were like an olive drab green. So I've painted the 2 main sections, the primary and secondary, in camo dark green, and then used camo light grey for the tertiary, which I thought was quite nice because it highlights the cockpit and sort of CT, and it does a really nice job here on the back, and it breaks it up a bit. It's quite nice. I mean, yeah, for some hardcore players out there, they're going to say, well, this highlights your CT. I don't give a fuck. It looks cool. So, yeah, let's just get into a match, and I'll see you after the jump. Yes, and hello, welcome to the match. So, Marauder, as I said, it's been a long time coming, and in-game, it, yeah, generally handles pretty well. You may have noticed that weapon slot-wise, the Marauder has a few extra slots for ballistics. I think it can have up to 2 ballistics in the right torso, and it can have a couple of extra laser slots in the arms. I haven't looked at the other chassis, to be completely fair. The queue was horrendous for trying to get into a match, so I was glad I could get this footage on the day of release, frankly. There was, at one point, I think it was 72% heavy population, so it was pretty long. As far as the base build goes, heat management is surprisingly good. I don't know whether this is in combination with the changes to things like quirks, and alongside the obvious standard quirks it comes with, but yeah, generally firing 2 PPCs, the medium lasers and the AC5 didn't overheat you too quickly, and you could do some pretty good alpha strikes, provided hit reg is with you on that day. Yeah, the PPC's good solid 20 points of damage. And as I said earlier, the 64 kph as standard is quite nippy for the weight of the mech, so yeah, I was pleased with that. So that it's going to suffer from a few of the issues that the clans suffer with. Obviously, it's going to have issues with low slung arms. So your PPCs and your medium lasers are always going to have to be a bit higher up before you use them, so you have to be aware of that. Also, the right torso ballistic slot does make up for this, and I believe there's a build that you might actually see in this match, it might be right now actually, that's 5 medium lasers and AC20, so it gives you the kind of flexibility that you could probably put something like a Gauss rifle in it. I believe the Bounty Hunter hero has that as standard. So it gives you a nice high mounted ballistic slots. It wouldn't surprise me if the dual AC5 build becomes kind of popular, especially for things like CW, for being able to like poke and shoot quite rapidly. Outside of that, the mech has a very distinct profile, especially with the fact that the 2 sort of jet engine sections up on the shoulders are very prominent on the mech, and does give it away at distance quite easily, so it can be a little bit of a hindrance. It looks a bit weird from behind as well on the third-person camera. But the animations and stuff look pretty nice. From a profile, the mech looks cool. Front on, I'm not as fussed with it. I'm more of a Warhammer guy, so the Marauder wasn't that high on my list of things. But I'm really glad to see this mech finally be added. to MechWarrior after such a long time, obviously being sort of cast out and unavailable to a lot of fans. Yeah, outside of that, if you were thinking of getting the Marauder, even at the base package at the $20, I don't think you'd be disappointed. If you didn't like the Orion at 75 ton or the Black Knight, this at least has options for a nice ballistics or energy focused mount. There aren't any missile based Marauders to my knowledge, at least not currently in the game. I wouldn't say it's worth the hero version. I wouldn't say it's worth shelling out the extra 15 bucks on top. If you just want to get the standard $20 one, I'd say it's alright. But it's not a must-have mech. I'll stress that. It's not an absolute must-have. It's purely for the fans. If you don't know anything about the Unseens, you don't really know that much about Battletech history, it's just another 75-tonner that looks a bit like a clan mech at certain angles, and that's it really. But yeah, this one is going to wind down, so yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Bit pissed about the wait times on the queue at the moment, but outside of that, solid mech, good fun, looking forward to the Warhammer. And the new mech screens are passable. I hope they add some more new ones. The cockpit screens are a bit of an improvement though, I'll give them that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Keep an eye out for the stream that'll be coming after this, and have a good week. Yeah, and have fun waiting if you're in heavy mech. Critical Rocket signing out.